Hello, hello, and welcome back to not the Kindred Kitchen today, but the Kindred Office. So I am V.
And I'm Pam.
And we're the Kindred Vegans. First time, I guess we're not so often together on the camera,
right.
but this is one of those videos. But before we head on to the main topic about this video, we would like you to go down below, hit the subscribe button, and get your notification button on. Moving on with the video, we are here today to talk about repetition of safe foods.
Now you're probably wondering, what are safe foods? Safe foods are the foods that we know 100% are non-processed and that we can rely on day after day to help us lose weight.
Yes.
So we have safe starches and safe non-starchy vegetables, and we'll get into what we use as safe starches and safe non-starchy vegetables later. But for starches, those would include potatoes, rice, beans, corn. You're going to stay away from, the safe foods would stay away from corn tortillas or anything that has any kind of processing, because there are safe grains, unsafe grains that are not 100% unprocessed. But we mean 100% non-processed.
Yes.
And then what are the non-starchies? The non-starchy ones are your green vegetables, your cauliflower, your broccoli, your cucumber, vegetables, the non-starchy vegetables.
The produce section of the supermarket.
Yeah. You're going to stay away from salsas, even if they don't have oil.
Yeah.
You're going to stay away from that. The oil-free spaghetti sauce, pasta sauce, we're going to stay away from that. We're going to go right for the produce section, like you said.
Yes.
And we're also going to talk, or I'm going to talk, about batch cooking. And V and I do this, and you will want to do this. It's cooking up a larger quantity of something so that it'll last you through the week or through the weekend.
Yes.
If you have a little time. I do this with potatoes.
Yes.
I batch cook up, a dozen potatoes.
Yeah.
And keep them in my refrigerator so that I have them when I want them. That's what batch cooking is. You cook up a pound of beans instead of just enough for one meal.
Yes.
You cook up a pound of it, you have it in your refrigerator whenever you need to reach for it.
Whenever you need it,
Yes.
So, talking about these safe foods, the reason we name them safe foods is because I'll tell you, this week school started and it's been a pretty heavy week. I'm not kidding. It's I've cried about it the whole week. I've texted her. I'm like, oh.
Yeah.
But
I'm sure you can all relate to that.
Yeah, I'm sure there are many of you out there. Yes. So, keeping these foods on hand, batch cooking my rice, my potatoes, and having my veggies on hand, and that's any veggie I had on hand. I always have veggies on hand. I always do. So having those on hand made it so much more easier to stay on track, and I didn't have that excuse that I don't have time or I can't do this, I'm falling off the program or whatever. I don't have those excuses because I have batch cooked and I'm prepared. So what I would do is the day is pretty much busy, but you do get a break to eat food, so it's easier for me to pop those things out, warm it up, and eat it. And yes, we are working at home, but batch cooking it, and these are go-to foods, so we know that we have them on hand. So I just reached in, grabbed them, ate them, and I was on my way. No brainer about it.
Okay, so now we want to talk about repetition. And I just want to say it is okay to repeat the foods that you eat every day, every week. I know I have been guilty of this. It's so easy to be flipping through Instagram,
Yes.
And you see these wonderful things that people are making, and you feel like you need to make these big dishes. Yes. You need to make this. You need to have something different every day. And while, introducing new things into your meal plan can be good, do not be afraid of repeating the same things.
Yes.
We have the same things every day. We repeat the same meals, and it becomes a habit for us. And when it becomes a habit, you know that it's there. So instead of, what I found the big difference, instead of getting home at lunchtime and thinking, what am I going to eat? What am I going to eat? I just automatically think, oh, I've got this in my refrigerator. And I pull it out. I'm going to air fry some potatoes, or I'm going to have whatever.
Yes.
By repeating these meals, they become habits for you, and they become that safe place.
Yes.
Those safe foods. And you have them, and you don't think twice about getting them out. You love them, and you know, you're not intimidated by that. Don't be intimidated, because there are so many YouTube videos out there, and they're great, you know.
Yeah.
But, you know, I know that I don't have the time a lot of times to do that. So having those safe foods in your refrigerator, batch cooked all the time, it gives you that.
Yes.
It gives you that, I don't even know what to call it, that comfort. It gives you that
comfort
idea.
Is a good one, yeah.
You know that it's there. It's delicious.
Yeah. You have something on hand that you can just quickly go to, and you don't have to worry about, oh, is my weight gonna go up? Oh, is it gonna do? Because I'm telling you, I have been super stressed this whole week, and you know, it's not easy, and my kids are in 2 different schools, so that makes it even worse. But you know, I've not been stressed about my food. Above everything else, I've not been stressed about food.
And you just know it's there.
Yes.
It's a habit, so you know it's there.
Yes.
I know that I have potatoes in my refrigerator at home, and I have cucumbers, and I have romaine lettuce, I have sweet potatoes cooked. I just know that I have that.
Yes, that's so true.
Okay, so now we're going to show you some of our favorite safe foods. Okay, so now V is going to introduce you to some of our safe foods.
Yes, and this is almost everything. Every day I have this for lunch. A plate of cucumbers. This is 1 whole cucumber, English cucumber. And then some air fried potatoes. And I'm just probably going to, always have a little bit of ketchup with it on the side.
Just a little bit.
Yeah.
And the air fried potatoes, we've been avoiding potatoes for so many years, you know, because they always tell you avoid the starches. But it feels like you're eating French fries.
Yeah.
I mean, they're just pre-cooked potatoes.
Yeah.
Pop them in the air fryer for 20 minutes to 25 minutes, and they're crispy.
Yeah,
and it just feels like an indulgence.
And you know, I if I'm still hungry after it, I go for the same amount, that much cucumbers and that much, equal amounts of cucumber and potatoes.
Yeah.
So you know, I'll eat until I get full.
Yeah.
So I don't stay starving.
Yeah. Another thing we like is sweet potatoes. I have these cooked up in my refrigerator all the time, and sometimes I will have sweet potatoes for breakfast. Yes. You know, a sprinkle of cinnamon on there, and maybe some nutmeg or cardamom on there, and then I'll have, you know, a cucumber with it or something like that. But sweet potatoes are delicious.
And this is the Japanese sweet potato. Mm-hmm. Yeah, but I mean, it's what I found, so that's what we grabbed. But you can have whichever sweet potato.
And another non-starchy that I like is a head of romaine, just because it's so quick, or spring mix. If you got spring mix, a box of spring mix in your refrigerator, you can just grab a couple handfuls, and then I'll mix up a quick maple mustard dressing. You know, equal parts of maple syrup and mustard, Dijon mustard, maybe a little tiny salt, pepper, and then drizzle that over the top. And it's just quick. Romaine, you just chop, 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 throw it in a bowl. Maybe add some sliced cherry tomatoes.
Yes.
You know,
that takes it over the top.
That's really good too. So that's another non-starchy that I keep on hand all the time.
Yes.
You know, if I don't feel like a cucumber, I'll throw that.
And that's what I usually have on hand is a bag of spring mix, and sometimes I just put balsamic vinegar on it and have that on the side. I mean, it works perfect. Yeah. So I mean, it's easy to pull up a 50-50 plate. It's not hard.
Yes.
And you should start with simple staples that are available to you. You shouldn't, you know, don't reach out, don't overthink it. Just stay with the simple.
And that way it's safe, and you know it's there, and you know that you like it. Yeah. You know, if your thing is rice or beans, you know, have some rice cooked up ahead of time, and whatever, broccoli or kale. Have a batch of kale steamed up and in your refrigerator all the time. I mean, it's what you want, what you like. If it's broccoli, cook up the broccoli, have it in there. You know, drizzle some balsamic over the broccoli is really delicious, and have a side of beans with it. So you have beans and broccoli or something. So figure out what yours is. Another one that we both enjoy are leftovers.
Yes.
Leftovers are a lifesaver.
Yes, they are.
You know?
They are totally.
Yeah.
It's something that I pull out for my kids too. You know, and they love it. There's nothing wrong with it, and it's easy. Sometimes I make extra, so they are leftovers because you know, you plan it certain ways. But yeah, whatever leftover. Like last night, I had black eyed beans that I cooked, and I served it to my kids. They didn't get through their meal, so I had a little bit of whatever they left over, and I just cut up a cucumber with it, and I was good to go.
Yeah.
So
So it's nice to have those staples
Yes.
around all the time. Those safe foods you can turn to, they become a habit, and it just helps your weight loss.
Yes,
I mean,
it
that's how
does.
we're doing it. Yeah.
Now we would like to hear from you. What are your safe foods? So go down below and comment and let us know. And head on over to kindredvegans.com and sign up for your newsletter.
And we will see you next Wednesday. Bye. For now.